How to increase confidence in speaking English. Answer by Gerdit Kaur. Guess what? The surprising truth about English is that how well somebody communicates in English has very little to do with their English level, and it has a lot to do with their attitude towards English. I have seen people with very low English level, but they could just listen to anybody very calmly, clearly, and then also could respond or express their thoughts beautifully. I want to tell you that English is not an art to be mastered, it's just a tool to be used to get a result. The reason why we lack it is that in schools English is not really taught like it is cool to play with, it's still being taught like art to master. And students are judged more on correctness than on clarity. Story time. Jack went to play a computer game in a cyber cafe with his 3 friends. So, what Jack has to do in the game is that basically shooting the people until they die. And that's it. That's the game. Right. Now, Jack was not playing good, in fact, he was playing terribly like lot of shooting and not much dying. Behind Jack, his 3 friends were watching him play. But even though Jack was playing terrible and his friends were watching him, Jack has no feeling of embarrassment and shyness or being judged. In fact, he was totally focused on the bad guys and smiling. All he was thinking about was killing those guys. This is it. Moral of the story: the same attitude you have to carry while speaking English. Keep your entire focus on the person you are speaking to and the result you want. Hope this helps. Answer by Chaitanya. This question consists of 2 parts, one is how to speak confidently and the other is how to speak fluently. Let me make it short for you. First of all, confidence comes when you feel that you are perfect in speaking English, and that feeling will not come overnight. Here I suggest you don't simply say I want to learn English, instead of doing something to accomplish it. The following are the principles that you ought to follow to speak confidently. 1. Speaking with an inner conscience. Initially, start speaking in English with the inner conscience, that means speak with yourself in English. I saw many people who take many suggestions but never implement them when the time arrives. I request you start narrating stories or something to yourself in English. 2. Use IELTS. The second thing is to use the IELTS application, English speaking application, which enables you to speak with strangers. You can find this in the Play Store. Note: use this application productively. You may come across crazy guys. Just hang up if there is any. Suggestion: don't expect results immediately. Go on following the principles for a period of time. On one particular day, I'm sure, you will credit yourself for what you did. For some, it may take 5 months, and for some, it may be 1 year. It all depends on how often you practice it. Finally, your confidence levels depend on how much you practice daily, either speaking with inner conscience or in IELTS. You know what? Speaking English confidently and fluently depends even on how much you suffer daily because of a lack of English speaking skills. This is because every time you suffer, your urge for speaking English enhances. Try to create a strong necessity for learning English. Coming to the next part of the question, i.e., how to speak fluently. Many people fail to speak fluently because of a lack of words. Yes, it is because of the lack of words. Let me break the phrase. Lack of words means people don't have enough words to fix in a sentence while they are speaking. People fail to express their views because of the same reason. Let me put forward a few more rules to be followed. 1. Develop vocabulary. You need to have a lot of words in your mind in order to express your feelings freely. All you need to do is watch a lot of English movies with subtitles initially, read English newspaper daily, and most importantly, inculcate the habit of thinking in English. You analyze something every now and then. I recommend you to do this analyzing part in English. 2. Imitate as if you were an actor. Imitate the accent of the English speakers who speak fluently. Every now and then, recall the sentences of actors in Hollywood movies and utter them in your style. This will help you in the course of time to speak fluently. 3. Rote learning helps. When you read an English newspaper, remember a few words or sentences. Use them whenever the apt situation arrives. If you can recall, we use some dialogues from movies and famous sentences in our daily lives to generate fun. Do the same thing with English. Enjoy the process. It's easy to learn English if you can spare a few minutes every day for it. It's only you who can do it. None are born with any skills. Everyone has to go through this phase of learning, except those whose mother tongue is English. Happy learning. Answer by Samira. Confidence is something that comes simultaneously with vigorous practice, hard work and dedication. English is no exception. If you want to look confident, you need to learn it first. I have seen people underestimate the spoken area of English. And I seriously don't know why. Just because you know some slangs, common curse words and cool one-liners don't necessarily make you a pro at it. The mystery of language is much deeper than most of us actually realize. Now, coming back to the question and discussing how to really build up the apt confidence to speak English fluently and without errors. Before anything, correct your grammar. Don't refer to a tense table, it'd most probably screw your mind. Yes, if you're a beginner, I'd recommend you to go through it once, but just to understand the basic rules of grammar. Try forming sentences out of your daily life. Repeat what you said in Hindi, or any other language, to English and listen to it carefully. Did I say it right? Does that even make sense? If you remain unsure, look up to YouTube videos dealing with basic grammar, or search for a site. But don't totally rely on tutorials. Your improvement lies within you only. Read newspapers, magazines, books, academic papers to understand how sentences are formed and get to know about the sentence structure. Once you're done with grammar, skip over to vocabulary. Now, improving vocabulary can be tricky as you tend to forget the meanings of words. But don't worry. Just take it slow. Don't make a specific target of learning 5 to 10 words a day. Learn as much as you can. It could be 5, 4 or even 1. It's all right. Just do as per your potential. And as you learn new words, form sentences out of them. Find out whether you are even able to make meaningful sentences or not. If not, look up to Google and see how that word is integrated into a lined sentence. Practice, practice and practice. Don't delay your learning by saying you have no one to talk to in English. You are your best friend, so talk to yourself. Sit alone and enact imaginary situations. Put up a conflict and argue it. Speak wrong, right, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about speaking incorrect grammar, just speak. Gradually, you'll notice a change in your fluency. You'll see the improvement in your confidence. You'll feel the urge to speak in front of an audience. And that's when you'll know that you're ready to go out and represent. And mind me, spoken English is not just about correct grammar, elite vocabulary and stylish sentences. It's more about confidence, poise, and integrity. So, don't back up from speaking your mind just because you are not good at it. Nobody's judging you permanently. People will laugh and then forget. That's what they do. Your job is to accept yourself the way you are and do hard work for self-improvement and development. All the best. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel and help us to grow our channel. Hit the bell next to subscribe so you never miss a video. Give a thumbs up if this video helped you and comment your own story.